Are you too old to start boxing? Well, that depends. That depends on what you want out of it, who you are, and how old you are. To give you a little background on myself, I've been boxing for 19 years. I've had 150 fights as an amateur, 7 fights as a pro. So I think I have enough experience to kind of tell you if you're too old to box or not. I mean, I don't have the final say, obviously. I'm just one opinion, but um, are you too old to start boxing? Again, that depends. Like, are you trying to become world champion? Are you trying to just compete in amateurs? Because in amateurs, there's a masters division that you can go from like they say 35 to 40. Yeah, somewhere around there. So if you can keep fighting until you're 40 years old. So if you're like, I don't know, 30, if you're 30 and trying to become pro and become a world champion, yeah, it might be too late because you're just starting. You're not gonna get professional until like 33, and then I mean, you could technically still do it. Go to Mexico and have some easy fights, but is it really worth the risk that old? You're competing against people that are have been boxing since they were like 6 years old. Um, anyway, if you're trying to become a world champion, or if you're trying to have like a serious professional career, I wouldn't start past I don't know. Like if you're starting, if you've never boxed before and you're starting at 30 years old, I think that's probably the cutoff. I mean, if you're 28, 29, you're still definitely pushing it. Keep in mind, you're going to be competing against people that have been boxing since they were 6, 7, 8 years old. I started when I was 8, and I'm still trying to master it. Not saying it can't be done. I know there's like super rare cases that fighters start super late in life and then they actually become world champions. I'm not gonna try to name some right now. I don't know who that was. But it's just a huge disadvantage. Boxing is like honestly, I don't want to box past 35. Like that's too late. 32 ideally, but I might entertain 35 if like the money's still coming in good. Then yeah, maybe. And my health is still good, maybe. But like boxing is a sport where you want to get in, get out. So if you're trying to be professional, and you're 30 years old, that I probably wouldn't try, just based on the fact that you're a huge disadvantage. Not saying it can't be done, but like your health matters. Like at 30 years old, or you're just starting to box, yeah, that's I wouldn't do it. However, if you're 30 years old and you're trying to just box in the amateurs, hell yeah, I think you should do it. I think you should do it because you can keep going for another 10 years. And eventually, like, I mean, you could wait, I don't know, say you start at 30, 30 to 30. I don't know, like, if you're 35, even at 35, you still box, like, as an amateur. So, let's say you barely start boxing at 35 and you find a decent gym and you want to enter some masters tournament or masters or get put into like a masters fight, you can do that up until like 40 years old. So there's plenty of time for that. If you're 30 years old, you can even maybe you get really good from 30 to 32, and then you have a great amateur career for the last 3 years before going to the master division. Um, it can be done. So like if you're trying to become an amateur fighter, it's honestly never too late. I mean, assuming you're not freaking 50 years old. But I mean, boxing is a dangerous sport. Even in the Masters, but arguably even maybe even more in the Masters because there's more health risk. But if you're just trying to box for fun, or if you're just trying to box just for the sake of fighting and feeling what it's like to win, first of all, huge respect to you because not everybody is brave enough to do something like that. But if you're just trying to pursue an amateur career, it's honestly never too late. It's never too late. Again, assuming you're not 45. Um, yeah, just find a good gym, find one with some good reviews. Um, try to ask people that already box if they know anybody. And then just find a gym that fits your needs. The it does matter like who the coaches are. It does matter who the community is, who the members are, because these are people that you're gonna be interacting with every day. Like boxing is an everyday thing. Assuming you want to take that seriously, even in the amateurs, like you want to be able to keep coming back to this place because you're gonna be spending a lot of time here to become even just an amateur boxer. So once you find that, I mean that's all you really need, just somewhere you're comfortable, and you feel like you're learning. If you feel like you're comfortable and you're learning, then yeah, it's not too late. Assuming you're healthy, assuming um, you're managing your weight safely, assuming like you're a healthy individual, it's really not too late. Like you can start boxing like very late in life and still have fun with it, still compete, still even go to nationals. There's like a nationals masters tournament. I think the gap, I think the final age gap is like 40 or 41. So like that's this like yeah, if I could like not probably wouldn't do it. I was gonna say if I could go back to the amateurs after I retire as a pro and like compete in the masters division, I'd consider it. But no, that's I don't want to take no more damage. Like I've paid my dues. But I find I see I think it's like a really positive thing, the masters division, just because like these people that they could be 9 to 5 workers that they just want to let some steam off, and it does keep you healthy. It does still develop a lot of confidence, and like 35, that's not that old. 35 to 40, that's not that old. Like you can still box I mean as safe as boxing can be, right? But you can still have like a safe career even at that age. Uh, assuming you're good coaching, assuming you're practicing good defense and practicing, losing weight the right way. Definitely, I highly recommend if you can afford it to. I'm gonna make another video on this, but I highly recommend you pay a registered sports dietitian to teach you how to lose weight because it's actually really simple. But if you pay them, that's another topic idea. But yeah, pay a registered sports dietitian to teach you how to lose weight, no matter what level you're at, whether you're 8 years old or 40 years old. But I'll make another video on that. But yeah, but long story short, if you're trying to become a professional, I mean honestly, even as a professional, obviously you can still do it. I'm talking about for health reasons. I don't recommend doing it. But if you're trying to become professional, I wouldn't consider it taking that seriously if you're 30 or older. If you're younger than that, maybe. Ideally you want to start as young as possible. Because you're competing against people that have been that experience is king. Boxing is not about the fastest, strongest, or the whatever. Like it's about who's the smartest. It's not a tough man sport. It's a smart man sport. So yeah, I mean, I think so long as you feel like your body is young enough. I mean, I'm not even gonna say that. I think so long as you're under 30, sure, maybe give it a shot. If you really want to, give it a shot. If you're 30 or older, I would just cut my losses and then pursue an amateur career. If you really want to get into boxing, it's still very rewarding. Of course, there's no other feeling like winning, even in the amateurs. But just take yourself seriously. You don't waste your time. Your 30 to 40 is those 10 years are very valuable. There's a lot you can still do with that time. So, 30 and up, I wouldn't consider professional seriously, but I would heavily consider the amateur career route because it's still a lot of fun. Still a whole lot of things you could win, a whole lot of national tournaments you could do. Um, but yeah, it's just an age thing. So, 30 and up, amateurs. 30 and below, amateurs or pro. Obviously with pro, the younger you are, the the better it's gonna be. But that's my cutoff. That's my 2 cents. That's all I got.